Hello and Namaste. My name is Gautam Behra and today I'll be discussing on the structure of molten salt or that is fused salt electrolyte. In early video, uh, I have talked about the structure of aqueous salt electrolyte, but today I'll be talking on molten salt electrolyte structure. So, as I told, molten salt electrolyte or fused salt electrolyte are those electrolytes which will not contain any kind of water. Here only the salt, which is an ionic compound, will be taken to the melting point in the electrolytic cell. So that is an molten salt electrolyte. And these salts are basically used for extraction of or purification of more reactive metals like aluminium, lithium, sodium, potassium, and some uh, rare earth metals also, which are more reactive. Now, what about the structure of this molten salt electrolyte? So, you imagine a salt, and that particular salt, that is an ionic compound, will be taken to the melting point, right? So, when it is taken to the melting point, we understand that since it is an ionic compound, it contains positive ion, that is cation, and negative ion, that is anion. So, do we think that this positive ion will segregate in one location and the negative ion will segregate in another location? Do you think that? No, it will never happen. The cations and anions will not segregate in different locations, right? In molten state or in the fused state. The point is obviously because since they are oppositely charged, so they have a strong attractive force between the cation and anion, right? So they will be held together. That means the situation will be that the anions will be always surrounded by cations and the cations will be always surrounded by anions. You choose any of the cations in the molten salt, that will be always surrounded by cations. You choose any cation, that will be surrounded by anions, right? This is the situation, because obviously because due to strong electrostatic force of attraction. And now the question is, suppose we want to see the structure. So how the structure? So basically, since this is a ionic solid and is taken to the molten state, it consists of a lattice kind of structure. And lattice structure means, you understand, that is position of atoms are uniform or regularly arranged, you understand. So in this lattice structure, so it has a sublattice structure. A particular sublattice point will be there for cations and a particular sublattice points will be there for anions. That means anions will occupy that particular sublattice in that particular lattice structure, and cations will occupy that particular sublattice points in that lattice structure. And do you think that the cations can be replaced by an anion in that position? That means suppose we want to put an anion in a cation site, or another situation may be like we want to put an anion in a cationic site. Is it possible? No, it is not possible, because if we want to remove a cation from its position, from the lattice position, which is surrounded by anions, then we have to spend large amount of energy, and that energy is higher than that of the energy required to volatilize all the melt. So it is not possible. That means always cations will be surrounded by anions and anions will be surrounded by cations, and cation cannot take the position of anions and anion cannot take the position of cations. Fine. So and it will maintain a charge neutrality obviously due to this surrounding nature. Next, I'll talk about some model, that is Temkin model, which talks about the activity of a particular salt in a mixture. But before moving to that, let us see some situations. Like in one situation we have sodium chloride, and molten sodium chloride, we will add potassium chloride into it. So what will happen? What do you think? So we have sodium chloride molten state, means sodium ions will be there and chlorine ions will be there. Sodium ion is cation, chlorine ion is anion. When we add potassium chloride, potassium cation will be there and chlorine anion will be there, right? So potassium cation is different that of the sodium cation, right? So what will happen? Potassium cation will substitute the sodium cation from the lattice structure of sodium chloride. And since chlorine is the anion, and that is same in both case. That means sodium chloride also contain chlorine anion and potassium chloride contains chlorine anion. So chlorine will go and sit in the site of the chlorine anion, right? Suppose there is another situation. Suppose you add potassium iodide to sodium chloride. What will happen then? Same. So the situation is potassium is one of the cation and sodium is one of the cation, which is different, and iodine is one of the anion and chlorine is another anion. So situation is different. So potassium cation will substitute the sodium cation from its lattice structure, and similarly the iodide anion will substitute the chlorine from the lattice structure of sodium chloride. So this is the situation. So now let us talk about how to calculate the activity of a particular salt in a mixture of salt. Suppose you want to find out the activity of a particular salt in a mixture of salt. The formula is activity of that particular salt is equal to mole fraction of cations into mole fraction of anions, or you can say ionic fraction of cation into ionic fraction of anion. It is not mole fraction, basically it is ionic fraction of cation into ionic fraction of anion. Now you have to calculate ionic fraction of cation means the mole fraction of that particular cation divided by summation of all cations present in the molten condition in the mixture, into similarly the mole fraction of anion, particular anion, to that of summation of all the anion present in the mixture. Let us give an example. Let me give an example. Suppose you want to find out the activity of sodium chloride in a mixture of sodium chloride and potassium chloride. Then activity of sodium chloride will be mole fraction of sodium cation divided by summation of total cations into mole fraction of chlorine anion divided by summation of all anions. So the result will be half into 1 by 1, obviously that will be give rise to 0.5. Suppose we have a mixture of sodium chloride and potassium bromide. So what is the activity of sodium chloride over there? So activity of sodium chloride will be now similarly mole fraction of sodium divided by summation of total cation into mole fraction of chlorine divided by summation of all anions. So first one will be half into half, because the situation will be half in the second case, because chlorine is one anion and bromine is another anion, right? So total number of anion is 2, and we want to find out the mole fraction of chlorine, so it is half. So the result will be 0.25. Okay, thank you.